certainly encourage. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, might as well, since you're standing, introduce yourselves. Tell everybody just a little bit about you. We'll start with Bruce.
Bruce Angevine. Live down near Annapolis. Fly out of Bay Bridge Airport, just over the Chesapeake Bay. Actually, there used to be a Maryland chapter back in the early 90s. Kind of wound down, people died or moved away at all, so kind of cool to see it getting revived here today.
Hello everyone, my name is Paula Shelton, and I live in Temple Hills, Maryland, but I became interested in this group because my dad's a pilot for Pilots for Christ, and he basically operates out of Kentucky. He just turned 80 years old, so he always has a co-pilot, but this is a passenger jet, so I became part of the organization.
Nice to have you.
Hello, I'm Melanie Ballard. I've known Michael for probably about close to 30 years now. We met through worshiping at the same congregation, and I've just always been encouraged by his interest in flying and when he got his license and everything. And so when he told me about the opportunity, I was on board. So I'm glad to be a part of it.
How you guys all doing? My name is Timothy Stewart. I'm not a pilot, unfortunately, or not yet at least. Might have it one day. I became a member because I remember I was talking to Mr. McFadden here. I'm close friends with his son, who's also a member. Couldn't make it today. And he had told me about the idea, and we discussed things for a lengthy period of time. And after that, I was sold. I mean, we both share the same passion for wanting to help people in this organization. It seemed like it was a great organization in doing so. So, how's everyone doing? Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, great. We're certainly excited that we were able to have a chapter come together. My name is Michael McFadden, as I mentioned, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and then get out the way and let our international president speak and share some wisdom with us. But Christ, through most certainly divine intervention. I've been a pilot since right after 9/11. So I got my private pilot's license not far from here, about a mile away, and really just have a passion for all things aviation and anything with a motor on it. So motorcycles, boats, airplanes, it's all right up my alley, which I'm sure we all probably share that passion. But also I've been in the ministry since 1990. Been the senior pastor of College Park Church of Christ since 1995. So I've had this fervor for the Lord and this fervor for helping people probably all of my life. But along the way, I had been dreaming in my mind, I would love to somehow figure out how to merge these two passions of flying and aviation with the ministry. I really just had no idea in my mind how I was going to do that, but that was kind of a thought back there. And someday I would do something. Even thought about purchasing some land and building a church and having a airstrip and all kind of interesting ideas to do, just dreaming. And then one day I started thinking, well, maybe I could just fly some type of missions. Maybe I could get involved with people who were in second or third world countries and needed medicine or something like that. Or maybe I could get involved with young people, because I also do motivational speaking and leadership training. Maybe I could get involved with young people and introduce them to aviation. All this stuff is just kind of bubbling in my head, but hadn't really gotten too far with it. And then got involved with various organizations just trying to meet more pilots and have an opportunity to fly and build some time. So over the years, I got involved with Civil Air Patrol, which also is in this building. And didn't get very far with that. Didn't get an opportunity to fly, which is really what I wanted to do. But certainly it was an opportunity to meet other pilots and be involved with an organization that was involved in humanitarian. But along the way, that still wasn't really quite scratching the itch that I had. One day, I also worked for Southwest Airlines as a flight attendant. And I'm sitting on the airplane and I'm reading Trader Plane because I want to buy an Aztec. And so I'm going through this trailer plane, and I see this ad, Pilots for Christ. And I almost just dropped the paper. I'm like, Pilots for Christ, you know, wow, this is it. I mean, this is I couldn't believe it. You know, here were the two things that I'm most passionate about merged together right there. So it was an ad from out of North Carolina. Wally Chapman's name was on there. Give it a call. So when I landed, I called, and sure enough, it was real. And Wally and I started talking, and we chatted for at least an hour. If you know anything about Wally, you can certainly talk. But he's very passionate about flying, and he's very passionate about the Lord. So we were just speaking each other's language. So after I hung up, I'm a little bit of a skeptic about most things. I think that comes from growing up in Philadelphia and in the inner city and seeing a lot of scams and everything. So I kind of question everything. And if it's too good to be true, I feel like, there's probably something to it. So I was having too much fun with Wally. This was too good to be true. I said, nah, there's got to be some kind of gimmick. And one of the things that was most important to me that really I had to challenge in Civil Air Patrol was, well, how many hours do I need in order to qualify to fly? Because I really just want an opportunity to fly, and I'm a low-time pilot. And so Wally said, well, really there are no, no hour restrictions. It's based upon your own discretion in terms of what you feel you're capable and qualified to fly. Okay. Again, this is too good to be true. So I did some research and decided to get involved right away. And asked them about a Maryland chapter, and there wasn't one. I said, well, I'm certainly inspired enough to start a chapter. So he said, well, yeah, you can do it. We talked about the logistics of it. So probably for about 6 months, I didn't do anything other than make some flyers and put them up in the neighborhoods. But then I decided, well, I'm really going to get serious about this. And anytime I get serious, I want to make sure, before I start telling all my friends and everybody else, that it's legit. So I said, I'm going to go to the convention. I missed the first one when I first got involved, but the next one was coming around, which was in Mackinac Island. So I said, I'm going to go, check it out. If it's legit and everything's real, I'm coming back like gangbusters and I'm going to get involved. Well, I don't really probably have to tell you the rest of the story, but I went to the convention and I was just overwhelmed by the people that I met, particularly by Tim and his wife, and just everybody. It was an awesome experience. We all had the same passion and fervor. It was real. I got to touch you and feel and kick the tires, and I told everyone that was there, when I get back, we're going to have a Maryland chapter, and I came back and told everybody, here we are. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. We're looking forward to it. We're established. We haven't done our first mission yet, so that's the next thing on the agenda, but we're here, we're going to be here, and we're grateful for all the people who have gotten involved and the people who will get involved in the future. We certainly appreciate you and all your support. So that's a little bit about my story. You can meet and greet later on. We'd like to introduce